everyone. This is Vaishnavi. Today I'm gonna explain my project LLM-Powered Prompt Router for intent classification. This project implements an intelligent prompt routing system that classifies user requests and routes them to specialized AI experts. Instead of using a single monolithic prompt that handles everything properly, this system uses a two-step approach. Classify first, classify the interns first, and then respond with an expert. Here, there is a workflow how to we do. We can have more than 4 to 5 experts, but they mentioned that the mandatory 4 are data, writing, and career. Here we have two phases of this implementation. The first phase is classifying the intent. When the user gives the message input, it will access it, and the based on it, it classifies which type of intent is this. And after the classifying, the second phase is to uh, generate the responses using the intent. Here, the first phase, classifying the intent phase, sends the output to the second phase, routing and response phase. Here, uh, the out the output for the first phase to the second phase is the user message, and along with it, the default prompt for each expert will be given to the second phase. By analyzing both the prompts, it will specify the correct answer to the user message. It will return confidence and intent and the answer. Here it is the main.py function. It is first step is classify intent, and the second step is route and respond. The classify intent, here the classify method, classifier.py. We are classifying using this. Here response text given to the client is classify a prompt, and the message by the user. These two will be sent to the second phase. This is the classify intent function, and it returns the intent. It returns the response request it given to this, and then it returns intent and confidence. And the second one is route.by. This is the function of routing and response. The message, here the input of this is string, and the intent data, which is the expert. These both will given to the router and respond as the input. Later, intent will be taken from the intent.get, and confidence will be taken from intent.data.get. Here, if any errors like not mentioned the question or API connections errors, then it will result in unclear and confidence as 0, 0. And we have minimum threshold is 0.7. If any question less than having minimum confidence 0.7, it even says that intent is unclear, and the response of the classifier is system prompt and the message. It returns a response or cloud. It returns a response, and the accept exception is if the router expert calls failed. It generates a message. It is encountered an error. And prompts.py, these are the default prompts. No, these are the default questions that is given by the partner team. These questions will be executed. And here we have another prompt.json. Here we have four experts and one of the default one, unclear one. These are the system prompts that is given in default. This will be sent to the response and route method along with the user message. And this is the model.py. We have intent labels to find, and logger.py. It stores the logger interaction of to a JSON file, and route log JSON as well. It stores the database of each question or each data stored intent, which type of intent and the confidence and the user message and the final response of the message. This is the test dot router. These are the questions given by the partner team to test and verify requirements. These are the requirements. And then the core requirements are four plus experts in prompt JSON. It is done and classify intent, returns intent, and confidence. As I showed, classify intent returns intent and confidence. And the third one, route and respond returns a string. Here, route and respond returns a string, and unclear intent produces a clarifying question. Whenever an unclear question is sent, which is other than the expert model, then also we'll get an unclear message. And log dot route dot log JSON has valid entries with all the required keys, and also malformed JSON defaults to intent unclear and confidence 0.0. And the tech stack used is Python and Docker. Fast API for the key to generate the output. And I used here Borg API for the LLM for the API key, and for LLM I used the Gemini. And it is the architecture here. Whenever a user input gives an input, here, whenever a user input gives message, if the message includes at the rate code or data or any other specialized experts, it directly skips the classify intent and goes to the route and respond method. If there is no prefix dedication, then it goes to the classify intent and it classifies and returns the intent and the confidence. If the confidence is less than 0.7, then it is unclear. And route and respond method, based on the intent and the confidence, it goes to the specialized intent, and second call with call with the expert system prompt and gives the default prompt and the user message to it, and generate the response. Log interaction happens to the log root log dot json to store the intent, confidence, user message, and the final response in the timestamp. After this, this final response is given to the user, and this is the project structure. Now I will show you how to execute this. Firstly, uh, here it is Docker is building now. Even without the Docker, we also use Ubicon app.main app reload host for the local building using the Python. To search the question or give the user input, we have three methods. One using the interface, localhost 8000 or port number, or we can also go for docs to Swagger UI, or we can also done it by the curl command. Before starting this, let's check the health of the task. The status is okay. It means the task is running perfectly. Now, let's first check with the curl command. Let's change the question. What is data structure? Here, the intent, code, confidence, and the response data structures are the building blocks of the programming. The response of the question, and these will be stored in the route.license intent code, and the user message is what is data structure, and this is the final response. We can also done this by the port number. This is the port number. How to do here, code and the confidence is given. This is the output. Here 100% means it shows one here, and here it is import confidence one and the user message and the final response. We can also done this by localhost slash docs to go to the Swagger UI. Here is the Swagger UI. Post a question. We use post and write out. And the question is, I have said you that when we given a zero code parent even numbers, here I define the expert. Let's execute this. The chain code one and then export output. If I given without any question code and I just want to execute it, execute. Error code is the running something. Okay, nothing. And I will show you the output. Here it is unclear. It seems like you might have given something, but I'm not quite sure. It's showing the unclear one. It's giving again the unclear, and then this is the project. And now let's also check the previous. If we want to check the previous 10 log interactions, we use this command get content in route log JSNL, select object up to last 10. These are the logs. It is not worked in the bash, so I used in the PowerShell get content log .jsnl select objects last 10. It shows the previous 10 logs, and to stop this, we use Docker compose dump and it is removed. Thank you.